Election is the only opportunity for Nigerians to elect someone who can restore Nigeria, as Nigerian leaders failed to meet up with Nigerian expectation, dream, and hope. This was made known by Senator Shehu Sanni at a 2-day workshop organized by Action Aid Nigeria titled A New Nigerian is Possible in Abuja. Speaking with the pressmen, Senator Shehu Sanni revealed that failure to vote the right candidate might dredge the nation's economy. However, Senator Sanni wants Nigerians not to cast their vote for candidates because of ethnic, religion, and others.
Well, first of all, Nigeria's recent democracy is 22 years old. And each election is an opportunity for people to exercise their civic responsibility by electing people whom they believe will advance the country, restore order and peace, and ensure that prosperity is shared. It is not something new to say that Nigeria's leaders have failed. They have failed the expectations, the dreams, and the hopes of the ordinary Nigerian. We now have a new generation of people who are anxious, who are in a hurry, who are desperate for the restoration of order, peace, and the progress of this country. And there is no other time for which this generation can ensure that happen, only when an election season is at hand. A platform like this is an opportunity for people to deliberate, to discuss, and to talk to each other. To see that lessons learned from here, experiences that are shared, and also the inputs from this kind of platform can help in shaping the decision, the spirit, and the course of our nation. The voter is the kingmaker. If you vote the wrong people into government, everyone will bear the consequences of it. If you vote the right people into government, the nation will benefit from such a decision. One of the problems we have always faced is problems from leaders and problems from followers. Leaders who have made promises and have failed to deliver, and people who have always fallen to crumbs of their leaders and elect tyrants and failures into office. So with this kind of platform, we will now have people engaging each other and getting better enlightened and ensuring the spreading of light into both gray and dark areas in our country, and making sure people vote the right people into government. It's not about voting who is the president of Nigeria. It's also about voting who is going to represent you at the Senate, at the House of Reps, at local government level, state governors, state houses assembly, because those institutions are also very crucial and critical to the development of your country and also to the flourishment of democracy. So, having this kind of conversation in a period like this will help in terms of shaping the thought of our people. We have used ethnicity, we have used religious sentiment in electing people into office, we have used regional, all kind of sentiments have been used to elect people into office, but here we are where we are today. A nation of 200 million people is still struggling to find leaders that will ensure that the dreams, the hopes and aspirations of its own people is being realized. Look at what is happening. When Nigerians elected President Muhammad Buhari, they thought that with his experience as a former petroleum minister, we would not have been where we are today. With his experience as a former military governor, we will not be here where we are today. with his experience as someone who was a military ruler, will not be well. And there are some people who elected him for regional, ethnic, and religious sentiment. Now, whatever sentiment you used to have elected him into office, everyone has collected his result sheet at his hand now. So it is left for you to think of the next person you're going to vote. And the next person, if you are voting for people of your religion, you have voted for people of your religion, and this is where they have led you to. If you are voting for people because they come from your own part of the country, you voted for them, and this is where you go. Now, people from my own part of the country who voted for Buhari because he is House of Fulani like me, and he is from Katsina State, he lives in Kaduna State like me. Now we cannot move 1 kilometer outside of Kaduna State. So it's now late for you. You see, people have the final decision. When you see people continuously electing those who have failed into office, then their problem is divine. You have nothing to do with it. But when you elect leaders and they have failed, it's another opportunity for you to try other things. It's just like you have married from a certain path and it has failed. You have to change. If what attracted you to marry that lady is because she is fair in complexion and looking beautiful, okay, you have married a fair beauty and she has failed. Now you have to try another, maybe a darker one or a shorter one. She may be better. But you don't get stuck into one place every day, electing wrong people into government and this other. So it's not simply about also electing the president of a country. It's about electing the senators and members of House of Reps. If you have a good president and a bad National Assembly, you will have a bad government. There's no doubt about it. Because whatever the president wants to do must be with the constitutional and legal input of the National Assembly. So it's very important. You must also have interest in electing people at the state houses of assembly. Many people are only interested in who becomes the president of Nigeria. You should be interested in who becomes the member of your state assembly, because state house of assembly is where democracy is modern. Many of them there are being inhabited by stooges, satellites, satraps, and boys of state governor. You can't criticize a governor if you are a member of state house of assembly. You can't hold any governor accountable, otherwise you will be suspended. So it's one area where Nigerians never focused on. So almost governors simply have a free ride in what they do. So this kind of platform should come with ideas and suggestions that will permeate into the consciousness of Nigerians to take their voting power seriously. The voter is the kingmaker. He can elect a person who will ensure his dreams and hopes are being realized, and he can only elect a person who will extinguish even the remnants of his own dreams and hopes. Nigeria has never been so divided along ethnic and religious lines. Never at a time have we lost hope in this country as we are today. Never at a time has people started questioning the viability, the workability, and the future of Nigeria as it is today. All the promises which those in power have made, they have reneged on it. They promised to restructure this country. It was never restructured. And more promises of restructuring is coming now on the table. They promised to remove subsidy and ensure that poverty is eradicated. No poverty has been eradicated and no subsidy. As they even call subsidy a scam, the scam moved from $200 billion to over $4 to $5 trillion. They criticized the last government, which I was part of who criticized the last government, of borrowing. Now we have reached a point that what we are earning itself cannot pay the money we are collecting as loans. So many things is wrong with this country. And one thing we need to get right, to get everything right, is the right leaders. I didn't say right leader because people are looking at who becomes the president. Is that Atiku, Aswaju, or Peter Obi or Konkoso? That is not enough. If you elect any of those persons into office, and then you have a bad National Assembly, or an assembly of rubber stamp, that is just what is going to end. Whatever he wants, they will simply start. So the organizers of this forum have really done a great service to what we need at this very time. And I hope you, those of you in the media, will also advance this forward.
Atonda Babatunde, GTV Africa.